So, a couple months back, I was watching some Cho Kuse, and I noticed a detail that I probably should have noticed a lot sooner. Nagisa loves being a boy. Like, a lot. At first, I kinda just thought it was cute. But I've thought about it a lot, and I realized that as a trans girl, I can kinda relate. Okay, so full disclosure, this video was not meant to come out in Pride Month. I already had the script, I had the idea. You can see I was thinking of it without even mentioning Pride Month in my Discord server, but I mean, it's Pride Month, so sure, let's bring the script ahead and make it coincide with part 2. Now, in my opinion, she's not the most relatable character here. Not by a long shot. Freaking Yukari is way more relatable, let's be honest. But the thing is, I'm a trans woman. I've known more or less since I was 14, and I got my hands on estrogen when I was 17. 2 years HRT now, by the way. But no, I'm not actually trying to say that I want to detransition or anything. Not even close, actually. But it's going to take me a hot minute to explain what I mean by this, so let's just get into it. Right, so first let's get a quick bit of setup. This Nagisa character is from an obscure little shoujo franchise from the 90s. She's a martial artist who adores to fight, but ends up needing to become an idol to save her family dojo. Her manager picks out an especially cutesy, soft persona, and while it does sell extremely well, it inhibits Nagisa's chaotic, boyish energy. In order to find a place that she can once again be herself, Nagisa ends up donning a gakuran, aka a boys' school uniform, and transfers to the most ghetto school she can find. As a boy at this school, she makes a whole host of friends, and becomes known as the strongest guy around, and even meets the boy she loves. Now, if you connect the dots, you might already be able to tell what I've got to say here. Every day she spends as an idol, Nagisa has to hide who she is, and that's a lot of pressure to put on someone. This isn't to say, as I've speculated in the past, that Nagisa's trans. Far from it, in fact. I think it's safe to say that she's happy as a girl. But, as a boy, she can do what she pleases. And if anyone has anything to say about it, they'll find themselves flying into next week. What she really loves about being a boy is the freedom it grants her. So, whether you, the viewer, are trans or cis, I hope I can explain this part in a way that makes sense. As a trans girl, I have had for a long time a feeling that I just couldn't be anything but a boy. I felt like I had to be manly, just man up and deal with being a boy. Felt like if I didn't, I'd have a hard time getting anyone to be friends with me. I couldn't express who I was inside. Hell, at my age, I should have been deciding who I was. But I couldn't. I stayed a blank slate for the sake of safety. I didn't know who I was. Then, I managed to link myself into the online trans community. I made many supportive friends there who knew just how I felt. And I started playing around with feminine stuff. At first, I was just drawing. Usually drawing myself as a girl. I expressed girly energy any way that I could without taking too much of a risk, particularly avoiding anything that could be considered too feminine. But even restrained by my real-world life, I was quickly taking a liking to being girly. I couldn't get enough of expressing myself this way. I finally had time to be something other than what everyone expected. Time that I could just spend doing whatever I wanted to do. And, well, I never stopped. As of writing, I'm getting some ribbons and learning how to tie pretty bows on things. I spent last night planning out how to put together a pretty dress for a cosplay I want to do. I absolutely adore doing everything that I couldn't do as the boy I used to be. Ironically, the time I spent stuck as a boy has made me one of the most aggressively feminine people that you'll ever meet. And I love it. Because it's my choice to be feminine, not my family's choice, and not my friend's choice. In much the same way, I think Nagisa loves being a boy because when she is one, it's her choice to get into fights. It's her choice to be rough with her friends. Not her manager's choice, and not her fans' choice. When she's cross-dressing, Nagisa expressly ignores everything her manager tries to make her do. Boy time is her time. And I guess, while I'm at it, let's say this too. My and Nagisa's situations might not one-to-one apply to you, sure. But don't let yourself get to the point that you need to make a massive change like this just to take your identity back. If you feel like you can't be you, either make a change before you can't, or replace those relationships with healthy ones, family included. So, this was pretty different from my usual content, wasn't it? Archiving videos are fun and all, but sometimes it's nice to just take a break away from the usual and talk about what's on the mind. Speaking of which, I've got a handful of ideas for other LGBT-adjacent videos I could make. Let me know if you want to see them. Also, if you're interested in checking out Cho Kuse, both the anime and manga are available for free online. Links in all the places. Well, I guess I'll see you on Nakayoshi Nerds later. Mata ne.